psychologically, because you had people literally scared they were going to lose their jobs if they pronounced the wrong pronoun, for crying out loud. It got that bad, and I think that that's one of the reasons that Donald Trump is in office today, because so much stuff, a lot is focused on the individual as opposed to actual policies itself. I'm talking about what they preached and what they talked to the American people about.
That's ESPN host and vocal Trump critic Stephen A. Smith, leaving CNN's Jake Tapper visibly uncomfortable.
Jake has to find his comfortable spot, and that's a way to hope that you're in the loop of their way of thinking. You know, his angle is what I'm trying to say.
If you are an elected official,
Jake has
your
to find
real
his
work
angle.
is with the campaign. Once you get into office, literally you can get away. I'm talking about the nation's capital specifically, not state and local politics, just the nation's capital. You realize that you can literally go on Capitol Hill, and all your job is to do is to disagree with the other side. You don't even have to do anything else. Whatever the other side feels, you feel the opposite. That's not work. That's not going across the aisle. That's not maneuvering your way through the terrain, through the political terrain, and really negotiating on behalf of your constituency and the American people. All we're doing is engaging in acrimony and hate. And as a result, the American citizens are suffering. So when I look at it from that standpoint, and I think the kind of impact that I could have as a centrist, as a moderate, as somebody who believes in being sensical and engaging in common sense, unfortunately,
Tell us about
I
this
believe that if I did take this very, very seriously and I moved forward and I decided that I wanted to be a politician, do I believe I could win? You're damn right. But it's by default. It's not because I'm the most qualified candidate in the world. It's because of the state of our politics in the nation's capital.
Stephen A., you kind of suffering the same fate that Democrats are suffering right now. What it is that you're going to do? The Republicans are winning right now because they're telling you what they're going to do, whether you like it or not, and then they go and do it. It has nothing to do with this person bad, that person bad. No, they're saying there's these things happening with our country that are wrong, and we're going to go out there, fight crime, illegal immigration, whether you like it or not. They're doing what they say they're going to do. So American people are like, okay, we get it. You don't like that team, right? That's your rival. That's your competition. Um, but stop telling us you don't like them. That's you need to give us more to vote for you. Like, what are you gonna do? Um, you know, and that's kind of where they struggle because all creating fear is part of their content in front of our face. We see clickbait now because we're older. You know, this new generation understands clickbait. We didn't know for 30, 40, 50, 60 years CNN with these headlines were they were just clickbaiting us the whole time. We didn't know none of that, but we're hip to the game now.
Politicians that we're looking at, and the fact that we don't believe for 1 second that they are serving the interests of the American people, nor are they interested in it. People look at me and they know one thing: I would be interested in serving the American people and doing what's in the best interest of this country. That means you, that means me, that means the black community, the Hispanic community, the white community, everybody. Because if all of us are rife with chaos, all that's going to lead to is America's destruction. And why would we want to be a part of that? So again, I'm not qualified. There are plenty of people that are qualified, more qualified to be at practically everybody. But are you going to win? And are you going to be committed to doing what's in the best interest of America? I know I'm that kind of person. That much I will say for myself. I'm not interested in division. I'm interested in galvanizing. That's what I'm about. That's what I try to be about. And sometimes you do that by calling it like you see it. And that's certainly something that I have proven I would do. I'd call it like I see it.
You know, he gave Stephen A. He gave Stephen A. that look like, you damn fool. You're a galvanizer? Like, bruh, pick a side. Like, he's giving that Stephen A. that look like you're either with us or against us. You know, like, to Jake Tapper's credit, what did he get paid? 5 million, 10 million, 20 million a year to spew this nonsense? Jake was like, okay, whatever you want to be. Just give me the green light or the red light, but give me some kind of light to put on your head because I'm gonna keep making my money and getting paid. They're gonna keep. I'm gonna keep. Long as they keep paying me to say what they want me to say, I'm gonna keep saying it. That's what Jake is over there thinking. Like, yeah, all right, brother, I'm still gonna do me. While you jeopardizing your ESPN career over here to jump into politics and get, even if you're successful 4 years, 8 years, they spit you up, chew you out. Then what? I mean, I don't know. Stephen A. really understands the totality of politics. I mean, look how many votes Harris got, right? So many millions of votes, right? And guess what? She can't even show her face right now. She's a laughing stock, right? I mean, damn, Stephen A. I don't know if, I mean, I think the more he learns, like, yeah, Democrats, the only part of the whole civil rights bill they was a part of was actually signing it into law. Their party was against the legislation. It was the Republicans party who put the legislation on Lyndon Johnson's desk, and he was like political stronghold, like he had to sign it or else he knew it was political turmoil. And he has a famous quote. He said, "I'll have those blank voting Democrat for the next 200 years." Y'all can all go look it up, but they talk about Democrats in the civil rights era. Like they're the ones who created Jim Crow laws. They're the ones who created the KKK. Like you just go down the line. Like I know people are emotional and they think, well, more black people vote Democrat today, and they believe they're in line with the right party. But man, y'all need to read some history books on politics.
And Stephen A.
Stephen
said
A.
that the real work of elected officials is just disagreeing.
Stephen A. is gonna run. Y'all can tell Stephen A. is about to run.
Yeah,
He
he is.
just, he won't get my vote. You know,
Nah.
he just won't get my vote because he's trying to position himself to the same game he says they do. He's trying to position himself in the game too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He won't get my vote, but I like that he's exposing because uh, I rather have two good candidates, like maybe a Stephen A. and a Republican, and say, okay, it doesn't matter who wins
And look,
because I know the country won't go to hell in
let
a
me stop my
handbasket.
stuff.
I am a Democrat, independent voter, but I still vote Republican. You know, um, because an independent voter, there's nothing that hasn't been said or done that can make you different than the other party, right? Um, because they go so deep in okay, well, you say you'll do this different, and they'll keep following you down the end of that rabbit hole until you can't just keep going straight. You either got to turn right or left eventually. Everything leads back to a dead end in the road in which you go right or left. Like choose a side, pretty much. That's just how it is. Like even if Stephen A. were to run as an independent and win, right? There wouldn't be like this major independent party. He would soon discover that either he's more Democrat or more Republican than he really thought, and he would convert to one of those parties. Because, I mean, if you win as an independent, what are you saying? There was like so many new issues that no one's ever heard about, right? It just wouldn't be the case. If you won, you'll be a populist, but what are your policies? They would have to lean one side or the other. Okay, you got one new policy. I mean, is that going to change the world? You see what kind of hellmaker you'd have to throw in? Because then they would ask you all these other things that actually mean something to voters. You're trying to make voters think all these other things, they just throw it out the water. It don't mean that, you know. Um, it's funny because when you get into politics, like it or not, you will have to pick a side eventually. You know,
with the other side, he basically
some of the things that Democrats have been doing that have turned you off and that make you say the party needs to be purged. Who needs to be purged from it? First of all, do you have any names?
you first of all.
Well, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to do that to a lot of people. But we know who the extreme left is. We know how they go about operating. We know what we lean towards when it came to open borders. We know that the spending was excessive, even though it's excessive on the Republican side as well. I think a $37 trillion budget. When Republicans try to act like it's just the Democrats, that's not true. But the Democrats certainly shouldn't be absolved from blame in that regard. I'm talking about what they preached and what they talked to the American people about, more so than what they're doing. The kind of messages that they were disseminating was incredibly uncomfortable to listen to and to hear, and I thought that it wasn't emblematic of what most Americans are thinking about. They're trying to pay their mortgages.
Stephen A., if you plan on running, you got to hit him in the face. And then when he comes back with a rebuttal, say, no, go back to that and hit him in the face again. You want to play nice guy, and the minute he pushes back, you want to say, oh, well, the Republicans, too, are doing this and that. You can't play a center. There's no center party. You're going to be running as a Republican or Democrat. You fancy yourself out there as an independent or centrist or whatever you may be, that ain't going to work. You're going to be in a party and you're going to fall in line, and you're going to have to choose a party that best fits your agenda going forward. So you can't be like, well, this